The way in which I work on my art and music is very similar. Once I start something, I don't start anything new until I finish. I don't work on anything else whilst doing it. I very much focus on one thing, and it's a very solitary thing for me, which is something I like about it. When I was about 2, we moved to Loch Lomond, where I spent the majority of my childhood and teenage years. It was a very beautiful place to grow up. I was really into Polish poster art. There's something quite grimy about it and very surreal. I'd been reading a lot of Kafka, and I was listening to a lot of Polish classical music like Penderecki, and so I was just kind of in that world already, and then I came across the art. It's taking kind of normal everyday things, putting things in places that you wouldn't expect to see them. I was quite into an artist called Pam Carter, who's a Scottish artist, who uses quite clean lines, but they're very vibrant, colourful paintings of countryside. That really got me interested in wanting to paint like that as well. It wasn't until I moved into Glasgow that I started to notice the architecture of Glasgow, and I started to realise just how unusual a city it is, and I started painting buildings, and I thought, okay, that's why I like clean lines, is because I love the way that a building looks. My artwork is very influenced by the environment around me. We have amazing architects from Glasgow, Charles Rennie Mackintosh being one of them, and you see his buildings mixed with, next to it there might be a high-rise, and then next to that there might be a church, and that's just Glasgow. It's just a complete mix of things, and that used to always really fascinate me. I realised what it was about painting that I really loved, which was straight lines and repetition. The sort of patterns you can see whenever you look at a city from above. It's almost like a design as opposed to a painting, I guess, which I quite like the idea of merging both. The architect's artwork is very repetitive and very intricate, which really reflects what I was doing with the music. There's lots and lots of layers in the music, and there's lots of tiny little things going on. So they kind of merge together well. It usually begins with finding a place that means a lot to me. So, say the album artwork is a place in Glasgow called Byres Road, which is somewhere that I know very well, and it was somewhere I was spending a lot of time whilst making the record. The new album I have coming out, I have decided to paint stairwells, in particular my stairwell in the flat that I've now lived in for 9 years. There's so many clean lines that I can play around with, and there's great angles as well, particularly with the banisters and stairs going down. Whenever I'm making music, I need to get away sometimes from the room that I'm working in, but I don't ever want to go too far, because within 5 minutes I want to go back to making music again. Whenever I paint, because I use my mind a bit, but it's mostly my eyes, I can listen to a lot of things, and because I paint for long durations as well, I can get through album after album. I find new albums and find new things that I'm influenced by, both for music and for my art. If I wasn't painting, then I probably wouldn't listen to music that much, because I wouldn't have time, because I always have a pair of headphones on making my own music. As well as catching up on all of the modern pop music that's coming out and alternative music. I listen to a lot of classical music whilst painting, in particular French composers, French impressionist composers like Debussy or Ravel, just because I really enjoy going into a completely different world whilst painting. The goal for me is to express myself in a way that hopefully others can understand as well and feel. I like to put my all into it because that is the whole point in me making art. It's not to pretend I'm something else or someone else. It's to put myself out there